Okay, so when I previously submitted my test corrections, I realized that I completely got number 8 wrong because I didn't realize that y is equal to -1 means a horizontal line and not a vertical line. For some reason, I interpreted that as x is equal to -1. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that one with a horizontal axis of rotation as opposed to x being -1. So number 8 asks us to use the shell method, which implies that we're going to need to go parallel with the axis of rotation when we're creating our slices. And it asks us to go about y is equal to -1. So, and then it gives us y is equal to x squared, and x is equal to y squared. And so if we kind of create a little graph here, we're going to have something that kind of looks like this. And instead of a vertical line, we're going to have a horizontal line at y is equal to -1. And we're going to be rotating about it. And symmetrically on the other side of that, we're going to have another shape. And we're going to be able to achieve that using 2 pi. And like I said before, we need to go parallel with the axis of rotation with our individual slices. So this means that the width of our shell is going to be dy. Now for the shell method, we need 2 pi. And in terms of y, we're going from c to d, where c is equal to 0. If we make a little line here, d is equal to 1. And that's going to be r, which is going to be our radius. Now our radius here is y. But from the axis of rotation here, our radius is 1. So our total radius from wherever our slice is at is going to equal y plus 1. And our height is going to be, instead of an upper and lower, we're going to have a right function and a left function. And we're going to subtract this right function from this left function. And in our case, the right function is going to be y is equal to x squared, and our left function is going to be x is equal to y squared. Now this x is fine, but because we're in terms of dy, we need to convert this to x is equal to the square root of y. So we have everything in the same term. So we have our right, we have our left. So we know that h is going to be equal to the right side, which is square root of y, minus the left side, which is y squared. So now we're ready to set up our integral. And that's going to be 2 pi, the integral from 0 to 1 of our radius, which is going to be y plus 1, times our height, which is going to be, again, square root of y minus y squared dy. If we just go ahead and multiply these two terms together, we're going to get something, we're going to get 2 pi integral from 0 to 1. We're going to get the 1 in our exponent times 1/2 in the exponent, which is 1 plus 1/2, which is going to be 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2, which is 3 over 2, which is going to give us 1 to the 3/2. And that's going to be positive. And we're going to get a negative, which is going to be 1 plus 2, which is y to the 3rd. And we're going to get a positive of 1 times square root of y, which is going to be y to the 1/2. And then we're going to get 1 times, then that's going to be negative. It's going to just be y squared dy. So now we're ready to integrate. There's nothing further we can really do. So we're going to take 2 pi. We're going to integrate. 3/2 plus 2 over 2 is 5 over 2. And that's going to give us 2/5 y to the 5/2 minus, we're going to bring this up to 4 and divide, 1/4 y to the 4th plus 1 over 2 plus 2 over 2 is 3 over 2, so that's going to give us 2 over 3, y 3 over 2. And then we have y 1/3 to the y 3rd. And we're going to evaluate that from 0 to 1. And then, okay. So the 0 is going to plug in, and that's just going to wipe everything out. And then the 1 is going to plug in, and it's going to wipe all of our exponents out. And it's going to leave us with 2 over 5 minus 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3 minus 1 over 3. And then if we take these and raise them to the 5 times 4 times 3, that's going to give us 60. So we can just take, do this real quick. 60 divided by 5 is 12 times 2 is 24. So we have 24 over 60 minus 60 divided by 4 times 1. That's going to be 15 over 60. And 60 divided by 3 is 20 times 2 is 40 plus 40 over 60. 60 divided by 3 is 20 times 1 minus 20 over 60. Okay, and that's all multiplied times 2 pi. So we have 24 minus 15 plus 40 minus 20 is 29. So we have 2 pi 29 over 60. And that's going to equal 29 times 2. It's going to be 58. 58 pi over 60. And this can be reduced one more time down to 25 plus 4 is 29. We got 29. Oh, let me make this a little cleaner. 29 pi over 30. And that's our final answer. Thank you very much.